Just have a few announcements to make. You know we are government in Selangor, right? We control the state agencies, but we are now a caretaker government. We are not used to abusing government machineries for ourselves. So that's why today you do not see canopies by MPSJ. We have to rent this. We do not take taxpayers' money to promote our political party. We stand by the fact that if we want to do something for our political party, if we want to have cheramas, we have to do fundraising. We have collected money, but still things like that require costs. So there will be donation boxes going around. Please do not feel obliged to give. Only give if you want to give. We'll be fine even if you don't give. But thank you so much for coming out, and we believe that with your generosity we can do much more to promote our belief and to take us to Putrajaya. Secondly, second announcement, this is our first ceramah here in Sunway. We will have our second ceramah featuring Rafizi Ramli this coming Wednesday. This Wednesday we are having our ceramah in SS15 at the Padang opposite the Rojak store where KFC is, 8 p.m. also. So please tell all your friends. Today we have a huge crowd, but we expect a bigger crowd on this coming Wednesday. So send the information out to all your friends to come. It's very good for me to see today a lot of young people coming forward. You know, from 2008 to now, you see the big difference. Young people are starting to make their stand and make their voices heard. And we believe it is the young people, the young voters, who will make that difference in the coming election. Nick Nazmi spoke about how Subang Jaya has seen an increase of 15,000 voters. Let me tell you, that's not true. We have an increase of 17,000 voters just in the last 5 years. So even though I won with a majority of 13,000, it's not a safe seat for me here, because we have 17,000 new voters. Of course, we do not know how these young voters or new voters will vote. And that's why every vote counts. I need all of your votes. You have to give not just me your votes, but also give it to Wong Chen. Today, friends, you are here to see a ceramah hosted by DAP, together with our friends from PKR. Even though you do not see the past flag here because only PKR and DAP are contesting, I want you to know that the strength behind what you see here today, behind us, is the past machinery supporting us. On the screen is the Surat Watika signed by PAS. For me, Yeoh, that's my name on my IC, to contest as a calon for N31 Subang Jaya under the ticket of PAS. It's not a fake document, I'm showing it to you. On Thursday, we received SMS, we received news that Guan Eng, our Secretary General, was going to announce us as the candidate for Selangor. So we rushed over to the DAP HQ. I was early, I sat down, and then I heard an announcement. They said, sorry, in view of what has just happened, in view of what ROS has just done, we have to postpone the press conference half an hour later. So we were all asking, what has ROS done? What happened? And then they told us that they do not recognize the CEC lineup, and as a result, we believe that they would use this to disqualify us. Why? Because CEC election was held in December last year. Now it's April. 4 months for them to investigate, 4 months for them to send us a letter, but they chose to send us a letter 2 days before nomination. You tell me there's no hidden agenda? Do you believe that ROS had no hidden agenda? In 4 months, they took 4 months to issue that letter. And we gave them time to apologize, time to retract, but in 2 days' time they could send us a letter to say we could use the rocket. And so on Thursday, our announcement as candidates was overshadowed by this news that we could not use the rocket. And that was at 5 p.m. on Thursday. Then they had a press conference together with Mustafa Ali and Saifuddin from PKR, and they say together PKR and PAS would allow us to use their logo to contest. That was on Thursday at night. Did you know that the past leadership stayed up until 4 a.m. signing Surat Watikas for all DAP candidates across the nation? Up to 4 a.m. And by 11 a.m. on Friday morning, I received news. They say, Hannah Yeoh, come to collect your Surat Watika from PAS. It is ready at DAP HQ, 11 a.m. on Friday. And so I received my Surat Watika. And even though EC allow us to contest under the rocket, I know many people are disappointed because everybody wanted to see how DAP will contest under the PAS rocket, PAS logo. And so this Surat Watika is very, very meaningful. Because when I joined politics, I never thought I would live to see this Surat Watika. So we will frame this up and we'll put it up on in our office for everyone to see. And even though this decision has been overturned, I believe what has happened in the last 48 hours very significant to take us to Putrajaya, because for the first time Malaysians are seeing that this coalition is not a fake coalition, it is not a marriage of convenience, it is true bonding, true relationship. We are really united, we help one another, and this you will never see in Barisan Nasional. If this were to happen to MCA and MIC, I tell you UMNO will say, you don't have to run, give us all the seats, UMNO will run. You will never see UMNO staying overnight to sign Surat Watika for MCA candidates. In fact, MCA has surrendered willingly their seats to UMNO. So Pakatan Rakyat is different. And we tell you, when we tell you that we are united, we are really united. It's not a show that we are putting up. I was really worried, at first, because we were prepared with all the rocket banners ready to put it up the moment we were confirmed as a candidate. And so when they say you have to use PAS, PAS logo, I didn't have a single PAS banner prepared. I called up PAS, I called up Haji Baha from Kelana Jaya, and he said, don't worry Hannah, up front we will get ready 500 PAS logo, PAS banners for you. We didn't even talk about money. Didn't even have to talk about cost sharing. He said, don't worry, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, we will get it ready for you for nomination and for your campaign. So thank you, PAS Kelana Jaya, from the bottom of my heart. I don't have a lot of time, but because we are at Sunway, Sunway falls under my constituency. I want to briefly tell you what I have done, because when you come for re-election, you have to tell the people what you have done for them to re-elect you again. So I have produced a leaflet stating everything we have done in the last 5 years. This is just 5% or 10% of what we have done, important things for you to have a look. Please don't go back without one. There are plenty there at the counter. Take it and show it to your neighbors, because I cannot afford to advertise in the Star. And even if I want to advertise in the Star, they might not take my money and they might not allow me to advertise. So please help me send this out to your neighbors. Take and walk down the streets. Take leaflets from Mong Chen, walk down the streets and give it to your neighbors. We cannot walk all the streets in Subang and USJ, but you can do that for us. You can help us. Sunway, we cover PJS 7, 9, 11. I'll start with PJS 7, what we have done. Why we chose to have this ceramah here at this place. On your right is a Hindu quill, Quill Street Subramania. Quill Street Subramania, when I first took over, I was told they secure a land of 5,000 square feet from the Selangor state government. But because the population is so great, 5,000 square feet was not enough for the devotees. Okay? They have expanded their place. And in 2008, before the general elections, the Barisan Nasional state government didn't have a solution for them. Barisan Nasional government just gave them a letter to say, you can use the extra land, the 20,000 square feet that you have occupied. You can just use it. It didn't say they will give it to them. It didn't say they will not demolish it. They just said you can use it, full stop. And that was just delivered during the election. Not very sincere. So when we came in, the devotees said, please Hannah, you are our Adun, help us, because land, you deal with state, state will deal with land, please help us. So for 5 years we fought very hard for them, because even though I'm a Christian, I believe that every Malaysian is entitled to their right to worship. They are entitled to have a land for their worship. I I attended every single meeting of the Jawatan Kuasa Selain Islam to make sure that this file is called, to make sure that this file will go up to the state exco level. And last year we announced, finally last year in February 2012, the Selangor state government gave them the approval for the extra 20,000 square feet. The extra 20,000 square feet was gazetted as a place of worship, and the state government say they also value Kawasan Lapang, the field, which has been taken up. So as a result, the state government say, okay, we will give them the 20,000 square feet, but we will look for extra 20,000 square feet to be gazetted as Green Lung. And we are in that process already to follow through. So that is our help that we have rendered to Quail Sri Subramania. And the temple committee, the members are all here today. In the middle here is the Taoist temple, Kuan Ti. Okay? Kuan Ti has also registered their temple. They have also submitted their application to the state, and God willing, if I'm elected again, I will also fight for the same right for the Kuan Ti temple here. On your far left, when I took over, I saw a very interesting signage. It was a kindergarten. Here, on top of the kindergarten logo, there was an MCA logo, MCA office. And so people here told us, impossible, you know, you have a Hindu temple, you have a Kuan Ti temple, suddenly you have MCO office. Something is not quite right. So we wrote letter to the state government. State government land office then showed us proof that this is indeed a place for community purpose, not for political office. And so we say this is not right. Community land must be used for the community. MCA, do not take this community land for yourself. Bring down the signage. MCA office, you can no longer operate here. And that's why MCA logo has to come down. Today, they are still operating as a kindergarten, and we have no objection to them using this for kindergarten because it's for the children's future. But we are against political parties misusing state land for their own political mileage. PJS 7, low-cost flats. When we first came in, all the residents say, Hannah, you must help us repaint the flats. So I started asking around, how much does it take to repaint 10 blocks of flats? Whoa. They said 200,000 ringgit. That was 2008. Of course, the cost has increased. So I asked my councillor, Ken Chia, hey, where to find 200,000 ringgit to repaint? Then he said, look for sponsor lor. So then we started asking paint company, hey, can you sponsor? Can you sponsor? But nobody was willing to sponsor us enough paint to repaint 10 blocks. Lembaga Perumahan Negeri Selangor, under the leadership of YB Iskandar, then decided, okay, we have saved so much money for the state government because we are not a corrupt state government. We have raised enough money. We will channel this money back to help the poor. And so they decided to set aside money to help low-cost flats maintain their flats. These low-cost flats, they are maintained by the payment of services and maintenance by their own residents. But because low-cost area, many people don't pay, so they don't have enough money to do all this upgrading. And thankfully, in Selangor, we have managed to fight to make sure PJS 7 low-cost flats was listed as one of the flats to be upgraded. And Selangor government last year has repainted, spent 331,200 ringgit to repaint blocks, PJS 7 low-cost flats, all 10 blocks. All 10 blocks have been repainted, and I understand today, because of the upgrading, one unit can fetch a rental of 1,000 ringgit. So that's PJS 7. I move on to PJS 9. PJS 9, when I first took over, 4 abandoned blocks of Lagoon Perdana project, you know, next to the LDP. Residents waited for 9 years without their apartments. And so when we came in, we liaised with the developer. Developer was Talam, subsidiary of Talam. And we managed to get block 1, 3, and 8 revived, handed over vacant possession. Today, we are only waiting for block 7. And the purchasers have finally received their keys. They have moved in. PJS 11, we had a low-cost flat called Indah Court low-cost flats. When I first came in, I found out that the developer there has sold the land adjoining their property to another developer. And this developer now wants to come in and develop this area. But on the piece of land that was sold was a surau, an old surau belonging to the Indah Court residents. And so because the developer wants to come in and build their new building, the old surau has to be demolished. And so the surau committee, the residents that came to me and said, please help us, we don't want to see our surau go. And again, I want to stress, many times they say, DAP, you anti-Islam. I want to tell you, I sat with the residents, with the surau committee, 7 meetings at night, 7 meetings for months to negotiate with the developer for a better deal for the surau. And today, I want to tell you, they have a new surau, brand new surau, built, fully equipped with aircon and everything else in PJS 11. You can go and have a look. The 2 blocks of low-cost flats have been upgraded again. Today, it looks so beautiful, like a middle-cost apartment. Have a look there in PJS 11. So these are the report cards of things that we have done. Many people think that assemblyman's role is to look at potholes, drains. Those things are important. But we, as the state assemblyman, have a bigger role. We have to represent the voices of the people here at the state level. And these are the things that I have done, negotiating with the state level to upgrade the lifestyle of the people here in Bandar Sunway. So we have produced results. They are all here. I ask Sunway residents, please give us back your vote. Send me back to the State Assembly so that I can continue to champion your rights. I will say it again, even though I am a Christian, because Amno likes to harp on this, that DAP wants to build a Christian state and all that. But I want to tell you, even though I'm a Christian, I will fight for the rights of my Muslim brothers, like my very own. Their place of worship, I recognize that. I don't need UMNO to come and tell me that, only UMNO can take care of the Malays. I can look after the Malays too. Because I am a Malaysian. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to end with this. Today, all over Subang Jaya, you see the banners of my face and Wong Chen's face being erected all over Subang Jaya. We don't have money to put up big billboard, unlike our BN friends. Our BN friends have big billboard. Okay, we have only money for small ones like this at every junction in Subang Jaya. I ask that you will help us look out for people who will vandalize our properties, because today already we received news. Banners of my face twisted, banners of Wong Chen's face torn, our banners going missing, our flags going missing. So I ask that you will be our eyes, help us look out for this, because these things are important. If they are removed, we don't have time to reprint for election. 2 weeks only, so help us. Just now our friends said about our parliamentary candidate, Mr. Loh Seng Kok. Mr. Loh Seng Kok is a friend of mine. I know his family, I know his wife. I like Loh Seng Kok, but I want to tell you that I like Wong Chen better. I remember having a conversation with Rafizi Ramli. I say, hey Rafizi, please make sure PKR send a good candidate here in Kelana Jaya. We need a good candidate to help Subang Jaya's voices to be heard in Parliament. And say Rafizi said, don't worry, we will make sure we send the best person for the job. And so when he introduced me to Wong Chen, I was very delighted. After hearing Wong Chen, you will hear from him later. I find him to be sincere, genuine, competent for the job. That's very important. He's one of the key person. Together with Rafizi, he drew up, put up the manifesto for Pakatan Rakyat. So this person knows what he's talking about. He has issued a challenge to Mr. Loh Seng Kok for a debate on policies. Let's have a debate on policies. What can we do for the Subang Jaya people? But MCA candidate Mr. Loh said this, well, Wong Chen is unknown here. Why should I let him use me to promote himself? Why should they use MCA to draw the crowd? That's their exact remarks, and you'll probably read about it in the newspaper. The debate, we have issued the invitation, is happening this coming Friday at the SS15 Community Hall next to the Pasar. Please be there, strong, with us, and we await MCA to come to debate. If they do not come, you will have the entire session to dialogue with Wong Chen and to hear all about his plans for you, Subang Jaya people. So thank you very much for coming out. It's only our first night. We have so many ceramahs lined up. Our grand finale will be at the Selangor Jaya Stadium together with all other Pakatan Rakyat candidates from Petaling Jaya. Please be there. All our details are on our website, hannahyeoh.com and wongchen.com. Leaflets are there. Please come and collect and help us spread the word out. Help us maintain, retain the Selangor state government and help us send Wong Chen to Parliament. Thank you very much.